Foley and Eric Hamrick will represent Springfield College wrestling team in the 2014 NCAA Division III Wrestling Championship this weekend in Iowa. Foley and Hamrick advanced to the national meet after being placed in the top 3 of their weight class at the NCAA Northeast Regionals last weekend. This is the first time in their college careers that they will have reached a national level. We wish them the best of luck this weekend. The Springfield College men's lacrosse team came back in a big win against Western New England University on Saturday. Springfield led the Golden Bears 2-0 in the first half. The Bears came back strong with 5 unanswered goals in the second quarter, but the Pride regained the lead and won the game 9-7. For the Pride, Ryan Murphy had 4 goals, Ryan Lynch and Tony Laguerre had 2, and Connor Nash had 12 saves. The Pride will travel to Schenectady, New York to take on Union College on March 15th. In national news, the NFL's free agent period opened up on Tuesday afternoon. The Denver Broncos have loaded up, signing corner Aqib Talib, safety TJ Ward, and defensive end DeMarcus Ware, while the New England Patriots struck it big by signing corner Darrelle Revis to a 1-year deal. The Jets signed receiver Eric Decker, while Giants defensive end and fan favorite Justin Tuck signed in Oakland. The Patriots are also expected to cut fan favorite Vince Wilfolk, while other big names like Steve Smith, Dante Winther, and Brandon Albert are all finding new homes. Conference tournaments have started in college basketball, and March Madness is on its way. Kyle Pagalo gives us a preview of the journey to the tourney. Check it out.
This year's NCAA Division I men's basketball tournament should be a good one, as there is no one favorite team to win it all. A lot of teams in the top 25 can make the argument for themselves to win it all this year, making it even harder for bracketologists to predict who will win it all. One team that has a really good shot of winning it is the Florida Gators, who are currently ranked number 1 in the nation. Sure, of course, they are a heavy favorite because they are number 1, but this season we have seen a lot of number 1 teams go down and fall out of the spot. The Gators are the first number 1 team we have seen this season that actually has a legitimate chance to win the title. They have one of the best defenses in the nation and are at their best when they are in the full court press. On offense, they have an inside presence in Patrick Young, excellent shooters like Casey Prather, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Michael Frazier II, who broke an NCAA record by hitting 11 threes in their game versus South Carolina, and a true point guard who assists more than scores with Scotty Wobekin. The Gators have everything that a championship team needs, not to mention they are on a roll, winning their last 23 games. Another team that has a really good chance to win it all are the Duke Blue Devils. I had a chance to watch their game against number 14 North Carolina, and Jabari Parker just flat out amazed me. At the beginning of the year, I wasn't sold on him as a player, but after watching him play against his biggest rivals, he's definitely the heavy favorite to be the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. Not only can he score, but he's so athletic and is also a beast on the boards. He also stays very humble, which is good, and he keeps his composure in games. Having one of the best college coaches of all time teamed up with the best player in the nation is glutton for punishment. But Duke also plays very good defensively and can flat out shoot the ball. 3 of their team's starters average double digits in points, including Parker, Rodney Hood, and Quinn Cook. They also only give up 79.8 points per game, which is 23rd in the nation. Rick Pitino and the Louisville Cardinals also have a really good chance of defending their title, especially after what they did to UConn on Saturday when they beat them 81-48. This is an extremely physical Louisville team that loves to outmatch its opponents with its physicality. Like Florida, their team is built similar. They have a big body in Montrezl Harrell, a sharpshooter in Luke Hancock, and a really good point guard in Russ Smith, who can get you 10 assists per game and make it look easy. Louisville is always a tough team come March, and this year will be no different. Some sleepers that I really like are the Creighton Blue Jays, the Tar Heels out of North Carolina, the Cincinnati Bearcats, and the Mustangs from Southern Methodist. This season I have really enjoyed following Creighton senior Doug McDermott and the career year that he is having, as he becomes one of the best Division I scorers of all time. They also beat Villanova twice this season, a team that could find themselves winning a number 1 seed in the tournament if they do well in the Big East tournament. Cincy and NC are teams that fight really hard and are very physical. Both should be teams that give a lot of other teams some serious problems. As far as SMU has been a really big surprise this year. They have beaten teams like Cincy, Memphis, and UConn twice. Coach Larry Brown also gives them an advantage since he was a fairly successful coach in the pros. Some teams that I'm not sold on. We start with the Syracuse Orange. When they became the #1 team this season, I thought they would be a legit contender to win it all. Since then, the Orange have been struggling. To end the season, they lost 4 of their last 6, 2 of them to Boston College and Georgia Tech, who are not serious teams at all. Maybe they can turn their season around when the tournament comes, but the end of their season really put a bad taste in my mouth. UConn is another team that I am kind of worried about. Now, my mother, a UConn alum who used to cheerlead for the Huskies, is going to be heartbroken with this, but being a big Husky fan, she knows what I'm about to say is true. UConn only wins games when Shabazz Napier and Ryan Boatwright go off, and I mean off. DeAndre Daniels and Niels Giffey give the team a boost, but are very inconsistent and only carry the team so far. They also lack a big-time presence in the paint. Amida Brima, the freshman from Ghana, has turned into quite a gem for the Huskies by getting them blocks and rebounds, but other than him, UConn lacks big men. I really hate to say it, but if UConn finds itself playing the wrong team in the tournament, they could be out early. I'm not really sold on Wichita State yet, but I know what kind of team they are, and they could be dangerous. Yes, I know they made the Final Four last year, but that was last year. Teams change every year in college, and while Wichita State is having a career year as a team and got better in every aspect this year, teams, still change. The thing that bothers me is their schedule from this year. Their biggest win this season came against St. Louis early in the year before they were even ranked. They definitely have the pieces to go far as well as the experience from last year. Wichita State is obviously rolling since they went undefeated this season for the first time since UNLV did it back in 1990. Still, they are going to have to beat some teams early in the tournament before they can be considered championship contenders. This year's tournament is shaping up to be a really good one, as there is not one team that is a major favorite to win it. There are a lot of teams out there that can end up coming up clutch and winning the whole tournament. Even teams that are not ranked, like Kentucky, Gonzaga, Texas, maybe even UMass can end up being a sleeper as well. Nobody knows just yet, and that is why they call it March Madness. For SCTV3, I'm Kyle Pegula.
Well, that is all I have for you for sports this week. I'm Candace Tibbetts. I hope you all have a wonderful spring break.
Well, that's going to do it for us. We're taking next week off. We're all going home for spring break. So we'll be back in 2 weeks on a Thursday night. I'm Alex Thomas for Candace Tibbetts, Katie Benoit, Kyle Pegula, and Bree Hill. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you in 2 weeks.